We have 24 people with us. So we will go ahead and call the meeting to order. And first of all, I want to thank everybody who's participating. It's good to see all of you. And our invocation this morning is by John Nelson. John, are you with us?
Actually, it's Peter Nelson.
It's me.
Peter?
I'll go ahead and take care of it. Dear Lord, we're thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties and for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our very best in the very best ways. May we be assured of your presence with us. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Peter. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
And David, are you still the one that brings up the flag?
Yep.
Great. If you will, please join me with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all. Thank you. Okay, as all of you know, we have our soccer tournament in the planning stage, and we're trying to generate some ad revenue. And Chris Gazelle will bring us up to speed on where we are at this point. Chris?
Yeah, thanks, President Lou. I did talk with Ken Ferguson this morning just to get our most updated numbers. We actually are at 15,950 right now, and 75% of those have already paid. So I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we have 3.5 weeks to go before we wanted to have those ads in. So I would just encourage everyone to continue doing what you can. Tournament is May 1st and 2nd. And please email me if anybody wants any physical packets mailed like we did before, but it sounds like everyone has done it the digital way just fine. But by all means, let me know if I can send by mail the way we did it before.
Chris, this is Ernie Sills. Could you get me a physical packet?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Chris, could you share the names of the companies that have already signed via email? And that way,
Yes.
if they're on our list, we won't reach out again.
Yep. You want me to just read those off?
That sounds good.
Yep. So of course we got CommScope, which is our largest. We've got Honda, J. Brown Realtors, Shuford Yarns, People's Bank, Patrick Harper Dixon, CVCC, Century Furniture, Vanguard Furniture, Gardner Group, Tom Stewart, City of Hickory, Fairfield, Galaxy, and Pace at Home are the ones that Ken gave me today.
I think that's fair value. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yes, that's it. And that was not in writing. He literally said that to me on the phone, so I wrote it down. So yeah, if anybody has any others you're aware of, email me. We'll make sure we've got those accounted for.
Yeah, that's really MDI. That's what that is.
Got a check from Edward D. Jones here. I'll get to you.
Perfect.
Okay, great, Chris. Thank you
Hey,
very
Jeff
much.
Mackey, is that made out to the foundation or to the regular Rotary Club?
Rotary Club of Lake Hickory.
Okay.
You want me to send it? You want me to tear it up and throw it away?
No, you could, if it's made out to the foundation, you can walk across the yard and give it to me.
Made out of Rotary Club of Lake Hickory.
Okay, thank you, Chris. And now we're going to have a update from John King on the selection of Rotarian of the Year.
Okay, thank you, President Lou. As you know, we started this process a little bit later than normal, but we don't want to, we want to get back on track as far as getting nominations for this Rotarian of the Year. You've gotten various emails, and I apologize for a little bit of the confusion as to what my home email is, but hopefully you have that now. But just as a reminder, the qualifications to be nominated are that they're active member in good standing. They've made significant contributions both to the club and the community. They've been a member for at least 3 years. If the nominee is a past president, they must have been a president at least 2 years. prior, and the past Rotarians of the Year are eligible. So you've gotten a listing of, a partial listing at least, of the past Rotarians of the Year as best we know. And so if you know of any that can fill in the blank, certainly let me know about that. The deadline to submit the nominations is March 19th, so we have a little bit over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And if you have any questions about that, then certainly let me know by email or phone or whatever. And I think that's, I've gotten, I think, 4 or 5 nominations so far. So we do have some response, but certainly would like to have some more. That's it.
Okay, John, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Are there announcements that I haven't covered so far that anyone in the club needs to make at this point? Okay, we'll move on to our program today, which is referred to as the Rotary Connection, and it will be presented to us by our Rotarian Lindsay Keisler. Lindsay?
Thank you, President Lou. Good afternoon, Rotarians. Thank you so much for being on the call today. You know, as we were talking in our board meeting, we miss, and I'm sure you all would agree, we miss that 15 minutes or so of connections when we are normally in person prior, you know, while over lunch or as we're standing around waiting for the meeting to start. And so we really wanted to be intentional about seeing if we could be a little creative and innovative and bring that into the virtual space, at least for the time being, while we still have to be apart. So I have the privilege of being the one to lead us through this new format. So we're going to do 3 rounds of what we're calling Rotary Connections today, but hopefully for following meetings, we can incorporate maybe 1 round prior to a program, a normal program, and hearing a presentation from someone from the community. So today we're going to have an extended period of time where we just have the opportunity to get to know one another and to have great conversations. And so I'm going to have, here's how it's going to go. I'm going to give you an overview. First, the best news is you don't have to do anything, right? So I'm going to be the Oz behind the curtain in controlling the technology, and you all can cross your fingers to make sure the technology likes me today. But you can just sit there. I'm going to actually put you into a randomly assigned breakout room here shortly, and I'm going to give you what to talk about. So it should be fairly low burden or low anxiety on your part. Did someone say something? Oh, I think it's just our beach crew maybe having a good time. All right, so you guys can just stay put, and I'm going to push you into your breakout room, and I'm actually going to bring you back so we're all together, and then I'll push you out again, and I'll bring you back, and I'll push you out again and bring you back. Okay, so we're going to do three rounds of this. I'm going to give you the question to talk about. We'll give you about 8 minutes to talk, and then I'll bring you back, and then hopefully we can utilize the chat feature a little bit, and then we'll have 2 more rounds after that. Okay, Dave, if you don't mind, I'm trying to control my views. Oh, there we go. I can see everybody now. All right. So this first round, I'm going to ask you to discuss this question. So what did you start doing in 2020 as a result of the pandemic that you will continue doing now into the future? What did you start doing in 2020 as a result of the pandemic that you will continue doing well beyond the pandemic? Okay. All right, everybody, so give me a thumbs up if you guys understand the question. Okay, so again, cross your fingers. I'm going to send you into your breakout rooms. We're going to have about 6 or 7 participants per room. And as soon as I click this button, you're going to go there. So I'll give you a 1-minute warning and then bring you back. So 8 minutes, and I'm going to bring us back.
Yeah, I know. I've never done
I assign to one, Lindsay? I've got a weird thing since I'm the host.
Oh, okay. So you can actually select your own, whichever one you want to go into.
All
So
right.
if you just click join, whichever one, and then you can actually go back to the main room as well.
All right. That's what I figured, that it wouldn't automatically assign me. Okay.
Yeah, we got David Leonetti on there now.
Yeah, we do.
Hey.
So now there's 6 of us.
Yeah, we have to stop talking about David.
Everybody, how is that? All right, so
Good.
just use the chat box, if you will. So use the chat box. Maybe comment one thing you heard someone else shared in your group that it just surprised you, or you were inspired by, or that made you smile. If you can use the chat box. Attending virtual operas, awesome. Handshakes and hugs, I'm ready for that too. Virtual game commentator, okay. Hikes with friends. Nancy, I've been doing that myself. Anybody else want to share? Most folks mentioned things they did not want to do. I like that. Wearing masks, that would be mine. Arthy's family had a movie night every Friday. What a great idea. Awesome, awesome. Thank you all for sharing. Okay, so round 2, similar drill, right? You're gonna go into a group of, a small group. I've got another question for you. What is something that many people may not know about you? What is something many people may not know about you? Okay. All right, so I'm going to recreate these rooms. So hopefully you'll see some other faces that you haven't seen, that you didn't see in your first group. And I'm going to send you away. Again, we'll do about 7 to 8 minutes, and then I'll bring you back in for our final round. Is time sufficient? Is the time sufficient? Yes? No? All right, good. We want all the feedback from this first round so that we can refine this for the beginning of our next upcoming meeting. So awesome. All right, tell me, share the things. What did you hear in your group that surprised you didn't know about someone else that was in your group? Use that chat box and share a couple things so the rest of us can benefit. Peter Nelson's a sailor. Bill is a twin. Nancy Meek was recruited for football by East Carolina until they realized she was a girl. That's awesome. Nancy, what was your position? Kicker? What is it? She's going to have to unmute. Let's see. Strong throwing arm. Both Johns are star athletes. I like it. Quarterback. Nancy, you're my hero. You're my hero. All right, anything else? Dr. Garlett straightened my teeth. There you go. That's your bonus for the day. Paul Christie does not like to read in public, but he's a pastor. This is too fun, you guys. Too fun. Okay. So one more round, and then that'll conclude our Rotary Connections for the day. I appreciate you all being willing to do something new. So our third question, it's really around Rotary. It's exactly service above self. So I want you to talk about servant leadership. What is servant leadership to you? What does it look like? Maybe you want to talk about a servant leader in your life that you admire, but what is servant leadership? So I'm going to recreate our rooms. I understand it did mix us up okay, but we're going to cross our fingers and hope that it does well for our final round. So again, what is servant leadership? I want you guys to talk about that. 8 minutes again, and then I'll bring you back. If you would drop a couple attributes that you guys discussed, or maybe you discussed a specific individual that you admire that's an inspiring servant leader, put those in the comments as we close this portion out. Humility. Never asking anyone to do anything that you wouldn't do yourself. There's that word again, being humble. Leading without words, but by action. Willing to do the lowest job. Willing to do what you've asked others to do. I think that's a great way for us to kind of close out and set our gaze for the coming week. You all, again, I want to say thank you for being willing to try something new. And I want to say thank you for what you do every day in stepping into your purpose and your potential, and particularly for continuing to prioritize being servant leaders. And so I am grateful to share a screen with you all each week, especially when I'm able to be here. I thank you for the opportunity, President Lou, to lead this portion. And like we mentioned, we're not going to do 3 rounds every week. We just simply won't have time, but we're going to try to do 1 round each week. So I will help facilitate that, and I'll come up with a question each time for you all to discuss. But hopefully you will leave feeling like you know someone a little bit better. Maybe you found out something about someone in our club that maybe you've had lunch with for many years that you didn't really realize. So anyway, I want to say thank you again. And President Lou, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Lindsay. That's a great job. I'm going to be anxious to hear what people think about it, but I thought it really went well, and it's still Zoom, but it gave us a little bit of a taste of getting to know some of our fellow Rotarians and know what's going on in their lives right now. And speaking of leadership, I want to take this opportunity to thank Jeff Mackey and Dave Leonetti and Alan Barnhart, who assisted me in calling some of our members who have not been joining us in Zoom. We wanted to make sure that they knew they were missed and that we would love to have them join us if they could. And I'm sure all of you have heard, at least to a certain extent, that the majority of the ones who are not participating just don't really like to be involved with Zoom. So maybe we can hopefully get through this pandemic and get back to meeting in person at some time in the very near future. Next week's meeting will be a joint meeting with our Thursday Club, and the presentation will be basically by Bill Lower and Peter Nelson on a partnership community with an Italian Rotary Club. They will present Paul Caparosi's daughter, Caroline, to share with us information about her nonprofit. So, Bill, if you're still with us, would you to tell us more about next week?
That's what I was trying to. I want to make sure I was not muted. It's Paul's granddaughter, Caroline, who lives in Modena, Italy, outside of Milan. Last April, she started a business, a not-for-profit, trying to help women who are moving into Italy from other countries, minorities, join that Italian culture. And I don't want to introduce her or steal any of Paul's thunder, but I will tell you she's one of the most remarkable young ladies I have ever met. What she has accomplished in 8 or 9 months is nothing less than astounding. She addressed the United Nations a month ago, won the highest award of 70 young adults around the globe. So it's worth your attention. It's an opportunity for us, I think, to be the stateside portion of a global grant. And I've talked to Rotary leadership, and they're going to be tuned in next Tuesday. I invite you to do the same. It's worth it.
Okay. Thank you, Bill. And for our meeting,
Next Tuesday or next Thursday?
I'm
Tuesday.
sorry.
He said next Tuesday. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Tuesday.
Right. Okay, thank you for that. And the invocation will be by Susan Smith. So if you will, please join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do.
Is it
True?
true?
Is
Is
it
it
fair
fair
to
to
all concerned? Will it build a better relationship? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank all of you for joining us, and I hope you have a good day, what's left of it, and a good week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Have a good,
Thank you.
have a good week, everybody.
Bye.